This shit happens every day. R.I.P. to my cousin Dante. Some niggas shot him round the way. They hit him with 3 shots in close range. Shots wake up the block, but they don't say a thing. I heard it was his homie. Nigga, listen to me closely. Ain't no one-on-one no more. These young boys ain't playing and shoot first. And don't you get too comfortable depending on where you go. I hope you understand now. This ain't worth another man down. I don't know how much more I can take.
Welcome to Scrap the Culture That's Killing Us. I'm here with a special guest, my brother Q, and I'm glad to have you here today.
I'm glad to be here.
Reason why I got you here because I want to be able to talk about some things and address some things that maybe we can help change and save a life. So I'm going to start out, and I'm going to get straight to the point. You was considered a good prospect. You played basketball. He was very good at it. What happened with your basketball career?
That's a good question. So I think when I was like 16, I want to blame this shit on girls. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to blame it on leaving, an all boys school that had a really good program and then going into the public school system. I could blame it on a lot of shit. My mental already, I had times, man, when I just didn't want to do the shit. And this started at 16. And we always had these ups and downs. You know what I mean? I was doing it since I was 4. So that just come with it. Anybody that's been doing anything for a long ass time tend to have a love-hate for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But whatever. I still kept playing. I still, pushed through. By the time I went abroad and was playing, at this point, I was already mentally checked out.
You was playing weird when you said
in Valencia, Spain.
Valencia, Spain.
Right. I was already mentally checked out, but I wanted to reap the benefits of all the work I put in.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And didn't really have any other skills because what sports did for me or what basketball did for me was enabled me to coast all the way through school because I didn't like school. Really, I didn't try.
Mm-hmm.
And still go, with a scholarship. So I'm still going, and I never really had an appreciation for it. It was always something I was gonna do because, as you know, when you play basketball as a kid, you like, I want to go to this college, I want to go to that college, I want to play for this program. So dropping out of high school, not a thing. Not going to college, not a thing. So we do all of that shit by default. But anyway, I'm kind of jumping all around. By the time I got to Spain, I was already mentally checked out, trying to kind of, revamp it. Like, this all I got. And my living situation out there, I was feeling like I wasn't making enough money. I was getting really emotional about shit.
So you was getting paid to play basketball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the name of that team that you was playing for?
Newbro Basket Alcoy.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I was in a village.
Okay.
Yep.
So you actually was able to make it to a place in your life and career was that you was able to travel abroad and to play and was able to play professional sports overseas.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not, I wasn't making hundreds of thousands of dollars or nothing, but I didn't have to work a job.
I get it.
And that's the name of the game for many people. They just never want to work a regular job. At the time, I didn't have to. But yeah, the experience.
I get it.
That's what it was about.
So we're gonna jump from there because I wanted to touch over that for a second before I go into this. What made you decide to come back to the States?
Well, when I left the club, so I had a girlfriend out there who was really into me, but I was using as what I used to call jurisdiction, because I fell in love with this 1% chance of being somewhere, learning the language, learning the culture, getting some culture, something that I had wanted so bad. I had kind of fell in love with that, and I wanted to ride it out. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of coming to an end, and I needed to earn some money, right? So I just came back and wanted to grab the lowest hanging fruit that I could, because I did have a college degree. It was a pointless degree, right? I know that now, but still some things I could do. So I kind of came back, and that's a whole another story of what it was like coming back.
Yeah, because I definitely want to get into the transition of from where you was as far as a basketball player to transitioning back into Philadelphia and coming back into the Philadelphia scene and the culture of the Philadelphia scene. When I met you when you came up to the job and was looking for employment. And last we was talking about this a little while ago, and earlier, I was telling you that I have a knack for seeing that look in somebody's eyes. Why? Because I come from a place where I had that same look in my eyes.
Right.
So when I met you, you had that look in your look in your eyes. What happened to you? What turned you from? Had you transitioned from a college graduate, playing on a professional basketball team overseas in Spain, to the person that I met a couple years ago?
That's a good question. So when I came back, it was a lot of what they call reverse culture shock for me. I was just in a village. All my teammates spoke Spanish. Everybody spoke Spanish. I'm getting used to Spanish culture. I'm just, you know what I mean? My level of the language went past anybody else that, come from where we come from. You see what I'm saying? It was no longer play. It was like, I'm the real deal when it comes to this. It was hard at first being back, but I want to dive a little deeper, because it wasn't the reverse culture shock. I think it was my entire life, right? And my mom did a good job. She did a good fucking job.
Shout out to moms.
Yeah, shout out to mom. She did a great fucking job. I didn't even realize how much of what we didn't have until I became a grown man and moved out.
I get it.
And then now it's like, oh shit, we really didn't have shit, but I didn't know. Anyway, she did a good job. So it was so much in my life that I guess at some point, I wanted to drink from that poison, which is the street, because I wasn't supposed to do it. I was going to practice. I was going here. I did basketball year round. I wanted that it was almost like an illusion of respect that the men would give you, and an illusion of respect and lust that the women would give you for moving like that. Fast forward, come to find out, once I actually did come outside at 27 and decide to become a career criminal.
Hold on right there. Hold on. So you mean to tell me from having now I really gotta push this point forward. You mean to tell me at the age of 27,
yeah,
after experiencing
yeah,
life abroad
yeah,
in Spain, after experiencing playing professional basketball, after experiencing other cultures.
I lived in Luxembourg too. I was going back and forth from Spain to Luxembourg. That's a small little country in between Germany and France.
And that you came back here and decided you was going to jump off the porch now and become a career.
Because guess what? Because guess what? Now I don't have to play ball. Now I can do what I want. I ain't got to play ball now. Now I can do what I've been wanting to do, which is be reckless. Because I don't give a fuck.
Why did you want to be reckless?
Like I said, I think it was, I think it was that allure of wanting the respect from men and wanting, women to want me like they want. I don't know. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all bullshit. Because here's the hit. When I was doing what I was supposed to do for me, I got the respect. Everybody respected what I did. I'm not a guy who was just disrespected. That's not the point I'm trying to come from. But I wanted that high standard. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be that guy in the wrong light.
And the crazy part about this, because now I got, because I'm really going, I really want to dive in, right?
Yeah.
So I want to address something that you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you wanted to be that guy.
I wanted to be that guy.
From a negative standpoint.
From a negative standpoint. I wanted to go left.
When you already was that guy.
Yes. But
you was a guy who made it from the inner cities of Philadelphia, right? And traveled abroad.
Yeah.
And had an opportunity to do something that probably 80% of the people don't even have the skill. Maybe 90% of people don't even have the skill to do. And probably 70 to 80% people don't even have the opportunity. They probably will never have the opportunity to be able to experience that life and to be able to do that. And did you mean to tell me you came back here and you wanted to be a street nigga?
A follower. Yeah.
What did that cost you?
Yeah. So I'll tell you a funny story. I had friends, because I had already been, some of my closest friends had been quit the game. And if you notice with basketball players, football players, when we quit, we just go left.
Mm-hmm.
We just go left. I don't care if you quit in middle school, high school, college, or the pros. Mm-hmm. We quit, we just go left. Because those are the people we're around anyway. And we just follow. We don't realize we've been leading this entire time, but the power of the group, we could never leave that group. So we could really spread our wings, right? So I would have friends, man, and they would hear about me doing some shit. And one of my closest friends, he'd be so mad. Because I always wait till I wasn't with him and do some shit. He'd be like, bro, you don't know what you be doing, bro. You making me mad, bro, because you shouldn't be doing it. You don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't lying. Because I didn't. But I wanted to.
When I met you, right?
Yeah.
And this just me just to look back a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said you made a statement to me. Matter of fact, you texted me a statement. In a topic, you said the price of leadership.
Yep.
And I want to dive into that, right? And I want to say this to you, right? To answer that question. See, I didn't answer that question when you texted to me. Mm-hmm. But I'm actually going to answer that question now. The price of leadership costs you everything. Sometimes it costs you your families. Sometimes it costs you your job. Sometimes it costs you your life.
Right.
But leadership is not something that I don't believe that you can acquire. It has to be, it's a gift.
Mm.
It's a gift from within, right? So when I met you, the very first moment I looked at you, right?
Mm.
I seen the monster behind the eyes. What do I mean by that, right? Everybody has two sides to them. And it's what you're given to the most. So when I met you, you had already transitioned from
Having a destination to being lost.
exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
So you ever thought why I decided to give you a job?
I want to answer your first question.
Okay, go ahead.
I answer your first question.
Mhm.
I just told you about one of my friends. That actually wasn't the story. The story was when I was being put through intake
Mhm.
at CFCA. When literally just a year before that, you know, and I was going back and forth to Spain. Even when I came back, I would still go back. I still have friends I talk to this day. You know what I mean? And I remember I was sitting in there, you know, we was waiting to meet with the nurse or whatever. And the old head next to me, you know, he just wanted to sleep.
Mhm.
He just did a dom,
Mhm.
right? So he's really accustomed
Mhm.
to the. He wasn't tripping about shit. I was in such shock that I almost had like a blank face. You know what I mean? I was just in shock that I'm now in an orange jumpsuit sitting next to a guy. And it's not that I'm better or anything like that. It's just rock with me for a second. I'm in an
Mhm.
orange jumpsuit sitting next to a guy who just did 10. Another guy was talking shit on the bus or the wagon the whole way up here. Now he's crying because he's going through withdrawal. He's balled up crying. They gave him a cell to himself.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? He was so tough. Now he's balled up like a kid. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I was just living abroad. I have nobody to talk to about that. And it's funny because before I got there, I was in 55th Pond for like 5 days. It was ridiculous. But still in shock the whole time. And this one dude was talking to me. We was talking through the cell or whatever. And he was like, hey, bro, you know, and I was talking to him, telling him a little bit of like my background. You see what I'm saying? And I'll never forget, he was like, hey, bro, when you get out, bro, don't go back to hanging with them. You not like them, bro. You not like them, bro. I don't even know what he looked like. I just know his voice
So
to this day.
So some of the things that you're doing when he's saying don't go back when you're not like them.
Mm-hmm.
What's some of the things you start doing? I mean, not to get too much personal into your business or anything like that, because it did cost you being shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you transition from basketball
Mm-hmm.
overseas, coming back to Philadelphia,
Yeah.
getting shot,
Mm-hmm. Catching the case.
catching a case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And essentially being sat down for about 5 years.
So it cost you everything.
Yeah. And a whole lot of humility, a whole lot. Listen, this uphill battle, most people are not going to do. Most people are not going to do. and I'm still on an uphill battle. You know what I mean? But my spirit is in. It did a complete 180. You know, because when I think about why I did half the stuff I was doing, it was because I wasn't happy with myself.
When you say you weren't happy with yourself, what you mean you weren't happy with
Well,
yourself?
I should
You
never.
weren't happy that you was a basketball player.
No, it was something.
You weren't
deeper.
happy that you graduated from college.
No, that didn't mean shit to me.
You weren't happy that you was earning
That didn't mean shit to me. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough.
What was missing?
Gratitude. You see what I'm saying? So if my spirit has no gratitude, you give me $1 billion a day, and it still won't be enough. You could give me all the cars, women, power, whatever you want. You know what I mean? It won't be enough because my spirit, right? I got this more spirit. You see what I'm saying? That's the main thing. And it's so funny because I talked about respect, but the second I really went left is when I started really losing respect for myself, thinking I would gain it from the group. But now I'm jumping out here doing things I shouldn't be doing. I already had the respect. Now it's like, bro, what you doing? This is when you start to lose respect. Because you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. And the whole time, why do I care so much about others' opinion anyway? Do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That was a whole follower mentality. But it's insidious. You don't know you following.
And I think, honestly, and I could be wrong, but I think to a certain extent, we all care to a certain extent of what people think about us or what people feel about us to a certain extent. But in order for you to really be engulfed in feeling what somebody think about you or what you want to relate for people to think about you, there's something that was missing, that was empty inside that you was chasing, right? And you thought that would validate you. If you can just grasp and hold on to that.
Right.
But you chasing the validation cost you everything.
Everything. Could have cost me my life. Trying to be something I'm not. See, it's people that's in the street, and then it's people that's like always on offense. So by nature, they always on defense, but like they don't care about money. You see what I'm saying? They don't care about nothing really. They not out here trying to hustle to make money. They just trying to do violence. That's their whole mentality all day. Once I started being with those type of people, caring about, and I say caring, it wasn't like overt, like, hey, you think I should, buy a Glock, or it wasn't like that. Like it was, I'm trying to go as deep as I possibly can on this one, and this is all I could draw from, right? Because it doesn't make sense. People that I knew I shouldn't be with, people who you could look at. Some of my people, when I would bring these people around, they would say, bro, what's up with your man? He just look weird. He just got a look about him. You see what I'm saying? Just look weird. That's a spirit.
Yeah.
You at the end of the day, it's like I had no business doing what I was doing with who I was doing. And the blessing was that I got a second chance.
That's the blessing about it, that you got a second chance, that you're able to sit here and talk about it this day.
Right.
Because I got a saying, right? That the graveyard is never full. That's my saying, right? No matter what, it's never full. And if that particular plot is full,
Just dig another.
you just dig another. Same thing. Jails will never be empty.
No.
And one particular jail can be overcrowded, they'll just build another.
Right.
So you went from graduating college,
Mm-hmm.
playing basketball overseas,
Mm-hmm.
coming back, getting shot, getting incarcerated,
Yeah. And then a slew of like DUIs
and a
and
slew of different things.
all that
So you
possessions and just
so you got into
dumb.
using using illicit
Mm,
drugs. Now I don't really want to know too much of your business, but was one of those drugs barbiturates pills?
yeah. Yeah.
What made you start using pills?
Um. So that shit, was crazy.
Did you have pains? Did you have aches? Did
Nah,
you?
the first time I was 16. See, remember earlier when I brought up in the conversation, I had immediately went back to being 16 because that seems to be when things I was like really flirting with, but my lifestyle and that kept me on track.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I never forget. I had grabbed some for one of my teammates, and I was just supposed to sell them to him, and they never made him to him. I ended up getting rushed. Like ambulance came.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I took him. I had like a thing of NyQuil. You know what I'm saying? I was like drinking NyQuil with the Xannies, and it just was a whole 180. I didn't really talk like that if I ain't know you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like honestly, you give anybody a Xanax, they're gonna say, "God damn," I don't think about anything I'm saying. I'm just fucking just saying. I'm just doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? As human beings, we all have like a certain level of anxiety or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But to just take all of that shit away is just purely evil. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously I abused it, but yeah, I ended up going to the hospital that day. That was a bad day, actually. Went to the hospital, was with the wrong person, came pick me up, fought my brother. My brother fought the dude that picked me up. We made a scene on the block. It was bad, man.
Wow. So where are you at today in your life?
Today I'm doing great. So it's funny. I had to be sat down and have all tangible things for the most part stripped
Mm-hmm.
because the work I needed to do was internal.
Mm-hmm.
And there ain't no money about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's no there is no business of selling internal virtues, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or characteristics. That's what I've learned. When I say gratitude was the missing piece, well, that's how I know. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because there never was nothing missing from me or wrong with me. I was actually walking a path without knowing how to lead myself.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it had to come a time, and I truly believe things happen for you instead of to you.
Mm-hmm.
That, well, now it's time for me to learn these things, and it's been hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's been hard. You know what I mean? Building new skills. Being an athlete, still wanting to exercise, you don't want to let yourself go.
Mm-hmm.
Being in regular day-to-day life, like shit, bills, this, that, still can't drive.
So you lost. So wow.
Still,
So
I
you
still can't drive.
so you lost your driving privileges and everything,
I
right?
lost my driving privileges for 2 years. Because at this time, most people ripping and running the streets are addicts. This is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, I was like full blown addicted to drugs. You see what I'm saying? And I was justifying it with like, oh, well, I gotta stay up. You know what I mean? Bullshit. And my Xanax addiction had kind of took off as well. And I don't even remember the DUI. You know how I learned about what I did? The discovery.
Wow.
So that's another time. I know I was out in 202 because I know the temp job I was doing in the freezer. Bullshit job. That's damn near a felon job. In the freezer. On the picket line with people who can't even speak English. True story. And came back from there. You know, I had a fake pill.
A fake pill?
Yeah, this was a fake Xanax, and I know that because I blacked out.
Oh, so that you know,
you can get got.
You
can get got.
Die from that.
You can die from that. You can die from that. And all I remember was I got hit. My car spun to the 360. We was on Route 202. Now the Discovery said I got out, checked my car. It was an Asian dude who wrote this shit. Discovery said I got out, checked my car, because when I got hit, I hit someone else. But what I do remember is the car constantly kept going. So in my mind, he just took off on me, and now I'm on his ass. You see what I'm saying? Then I blacked out again. Apparently, what they say is I got back in my car. Before I know it, I was in Montgomery County by Lankenau. And they said I was driving on the curb, but there is no curb. So once again, this is alleged. There's no curb on Lancaster Ave in that area. And then I tapped a car from behind in a, like, you know how when you you had a red light, but it's a line of y'all. I think I was like rolling weed. And yeah, I was like rolling weed. And there was a car right in front of me. And I had this bad habit of whenever I would drop some shit, my foot would come off the brake. Yeah, and I dropped, I don't know, I think I dropped the L or some dumb shit. And my foot came off the brake and I tapped the girl in front of me, right? Mind you, I'm out on bail at this time, right? I tapped the girl in front of me. She immediately gets out the car. It's an ambulance about 6 cars behind us. And I remember saying to her, because I had come back too at this point, I remember saying to her, what's up? How you want to handle this? You know what I'm saying? Like, your shit look good. I'm still in the car. She's walking. She keeps it pushing. By the time I'm getting pulled out the car by like 6 cops, they just fucking with me at this point. Once they realized I was high, they was really fucking with me. And I look and she's on a stretcher, like on a gurney. Shit, yeah. So she was chasing some bread. The cops is fucking with me, making me do all the tests and shit and this and that, and they towed my car, which was a very common theme at this time, getting my car towed, having to get it out, getting locked up, having to get out ROR, having to bail out, having to turn myself in, having to drive to another county, turn myself in because I missed a payment, or no, I missed court, so they put out they put a bounty out and this and that, and out Chester County, they don't play with that shit, and you gotta come out there, turn yourself in, you got 5 hours to make the bail money, or you going on the bus, and like all of this, just this cycle, bro, just this fucking.
So there's 2 sides of this. The hard part is that you have to learn the hard way.
Yeah, voluntarily though.
Voluntarily and involuntarily. Involuntary because you took a path that you had no idea where it would lead you to.
And that my whole life was catered not to take.
And your whole life was catered not to take. And in the process of taking that road, that one trip wiped out everything that you ever worked for, that you ever accomplished, that you was ever taught to be. It wiped it all away. The bad part is that it cost you. But the good part about it is it saved you at the same time.
Exactly. So I had a dude I was running with. I don't even want to call him a friend. But I was like, man, I was trying to sell everything and this and that. I don't really want to get into the specifics of that on camera, but I was just ripping and running, trying to do the most. And this dude, every time I would come back around to the block, he'd be like, bro, I don't understand you. Are you trying to go to jail? You literally say this. Like, bro, are you trying to go to jail? And I would laugh. Like, nah. You know, but that hopelessness.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, at this point in my life, I wasn't living for nothing. Fuck the respect shit. Fuck this and that. Fuck how I was raised. Fuck basketball. I don't even hang with them no more. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't know what I'm doing out here. I literally didn't know what I was doing out here. You see what I'm saying? And that might be the look that you saw, was just lost.
I seen that look in your eyes.
And when you just lost,
mm-hmm.
well, it could go there today. It doesn't matter because I don't care about my life.
Exactly.
I don't care about my life.
Exactly. So when I was asked why I give you a job, right? I identified with the person. I identified with that look of I don't care, or almost at the point of no return.
Right. Right.
So my mindset always was either I can help you or you be kicking my mom door one day. Or I can help you or you be robbing my son or something on the street one day.
Or recruiting them, corrupting them.
Or recruiting my children. Yeah. Or recruiting people that I know to follow you, follow suit. Mm-hmm. And now we got a whole chain of events of lost people roaming the land.
Yep.
Like nomads.
Yep.
So I'm thankful that that you really. I'm thankful that I really had an opportunity to cross paths with you, and to really be able to try to pour into you from experience. So to be able to at least try to have an impact in your life, because that's something that's important to me, because I came from out that dark alley.
Right.
So I know like I told you before, I know every dark hole, every nooks and crannies. How old folks said nooks and crannies of it. I've been down every alleyway. You see what I'm saying? So because I've been that person before, and I actually didn't have no male figures to say, hey, listen, you ain't got to do that. And in fact, the male figures that I did know, they helped me walk down that dark alley.
Right.
And when I turned around, they wasn't there. And
that's how I go.
And I was stuck by myself.
That's how I go.
So I'm glad that I did cross paths with you. I'm glad that I did have the opportunity to at least leave a small part of me in your life, which though to let you know that you were valuable and that you were an asset, and that somebody needed you somewhere. It might didn't come yesterday. It might didn't come at that time.
Right.
It might haven't even came now. But eventually somebody's going to need you. Right. And you're going to have to pour into them the same thing that I tried to pour into you.
You remember the first conversation when you called? Because I didn't think I was going to get a job.
What was the first conversation?
I thought you was somebody else. And you used to laugh about this at first. Because I think I thought you was like auto insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Or something. And I was like, no.
You know, and I was like, hey, man, do you want a job, man? It's all part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I kept getting in accidents and shit.
Yeah.
Like, just, this shit was crazy. Just my life at the time. I wouldn't do half that shit today. I wouldn't even get in the car with somebody who hangs around somebody who does half that shit today.
But you made it.
Yeah.
So cheers to you, and I wish you much success.
I appreciate it.
And keep rising. And remember, your mistakes help you be the man that you are today. And
100%.
it's going to help elevate you into higher heights. And it's going to elevate you into being able to hopefully change somebody else's life or save somebody else from the same heartache. So this is Scrap the Culture. It's killing us. Until next time.